Hi, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody is doing well, staying safe and healthy. Today, we will be coloring in a Damita Victoria book. This is 100 Amazing Mandalas coloring book for adult relaxation. It's one-sided pages. Some of you may have seen this book or may not have. Damita Victoria as that one that does all those portraits and those grayscale books, kind of like what Jade Summer does. So today, we're doing this one. Yes, I have a blotter page. So this is the page that I've chosen to do. We have a blotter page. This is a very thick book. It has a lot of mandalas in it. So I chose to do this one. Oh, and by the way, guys, if you're wondering what this is a new diamond tray. It's from Pam's Picking Place. So this thing here and here is when the diamonds become loose or you want to take them and you go like this. Rachel Ray showed this on one of her things. And then this is the little spout. So if you want to do a lot of diamonds, but you want to pour the diamonds back, I prefer to have it in a spout. So that's what that is for. So what color should we do? The mandala. Could be a lots and lots of markers to pick from. I'm thinking pale pink. This is number 9, which is pale pink. I always like Cosmos. And as you know, this does have black backgrounds, but even still, you should still, even though they have black backgrounds, you still should always put a blotter page, especially when you're working with markers. Hi, Color Me Pink Monkey. Today we're coloring from Damita Victoria's 100 Amazing Mandalas. This is another one of her books that isn't as, perhaps as well known as her other books. This is Cosmos. So far the colors are number 9, number 7, number 13, which is Scarlet, yes, we are using the new markers. Hi, Judy. How are you, Judy B? You know what it is? It's like you have to do different things. Like I like doing mandalas, but I don't always do them. And it's nothing against them. Sometimes you need to color something else. Well, you know what I say. Go on to do something else then. You feel like you're not getting. Azalea purple. Hi, Robin. Why is your granddaughter leaving? Does she have to go back home? Hi, Kim T. How are you? More of shadow. I know what you mean, but you know what it is? I don't do mandalas. I do like a lot of different things. Sometimes I do natures. I do a lot of people. So when I get tired of doing people and landscapes, then I do something like this, a mandala, because then I feel like I'm refreshed after I try doing something like coral red. That's sad to say that she's moving, but you know, maybe it's a better opportunity for your son's ex. You know, at least you got to spend this time with your granddaughter. So, mhm. I only have one color by number book, believe it or not. Now, I'm not going to go out and buy a ton of them because A, I don't have the room. Two, I want to see how my first one goes. So, mint green, number 56. The thing about these, the thing that I can tell the difference between these and my other markers is because most of my other markers are white colored and these are black, so I know these go in that set. There are a lot of pictures. There are a lot of Mandalas in this one. You know, this is the first time I'm coloring out of this book, per se, so you guys get the first real coloring out of this, which is really nice. This book wasn't a lot of money. Sometimes you go and see books and then you're like, I don't want to buy that because it's too pricey. But this was like right under $8 to buy, so it was. You know who has really nice Mandala books is Camilla Angela Cover. Her books are just beautiful. Ice Blue. Which ones? The three. Yeah, I think a lot of times a lot of the budget-friendly markets use the same codes. Like in if you know anything about diamond painting, a lot of the DMC numbers are exactly the same. So I've been told anything after before 151 would be considered an AB, which is an Aurora Borealis, which means those are special. But then anything after 3765 is also different. Was expensive, the Disney ones. No, it's the shipping that makes the books expensive, not the books themselves, but the shipping is what's insane. You know, I was almost tempted to bring out the diamond painted. Now, I might not be around next weekend. I might be going away. I might not be going away. I have to make a decision if I'm going or not to Pennsylvania to see my relative's cabin. I saw some things I wanted, but the shipping was like, nope, I'm not paying that. Shipping can make things prohibitive for some of us. There's some lovely Etsy stuff, but I'm like, no, I'm not paying the shipping because the shipping's outrageous. Fluorescent pink. Maybe a little bit, about 14 minutes. I hope when the vaccine is found that things will go back to normal, but I don't think things will go back to normal for a long time. I'm thinking maybe dark, very dark red, dark purple. Number 83, lavender. Well, are you putting on a mask right now, Judy B? Remember, guys, wearing masks isn't just to protect yourself, but it's to protect others. Now, today I let someone go in the elevator before me because A, she wasn't wearing a mask. I was, and she had all these bags. We call her the hoarder in my building because every time I see her, she has a lot of bags. So I let her go ahead of me because, I just figured it would be better to let the woman go ahead of me because I was already wearing a mask. So I figured, well, let her go and take the elevator by herself. I'll take the elevator when it comes up again. No reason to get myself. Well, right now, diamond painting seems to be a very popular hobby again. So here you go, Kim. Absolutely, you can't go anywhere now. I hate to say it, but New York State was the first state to say wear a mask. Sometimes you need to go out for little walks. Hi, Jeanine. Welcome. We are coloring out of 100 Amazing Mandalas by Damita Victoria. Now they're kind of like how Jade Summer is, where they're probably a collection of independent artists, and they all band under one imprint. And you guys know, our governor actually knows how to lead. I hate to say this. But, our governor has come under fire too, so it's not like he's totally always right. But at least I feel like when I listen to Cuomo, I get smart, direct answers. Like when I listen to other people, I get mixed messages. You're welcome, Janine. You're very nice here. And what does Ann say? The sign of a nice juicy marker is? Guys, what did Ann say? A nice sign of a juicy marker is. And as you can see, I have the blotted page here that it bleeds somewhat through. That's the sign of a juicy marker. Even though the paper is black, you still have to put a blotted page behind this. I live in New York, so purple gray 88. Fluorescent coral red. What is she getting than this one? And I missed a purple gray. Oh no, that's really a lot of money, Miss Kim, for that to have that. But what are you gonna do? You need to have the brakes work right. You don't want to get into an accident and have even more money to pay. Vivid reddish purple. I mean, you can't replace lives. Well, you know, for me, it was having the unexpected thing of having to get a new computer. But I knew I was going to need one. at the beginning of this year because everything started to run down with the old computers. So, vivid reddish purple. Yeah, we want colors that complement each other. Kim does other things. She supports, she helps. Yeah, she is awesome. Kim is awesome because she helps support us. She helps do. She moderates. She gives links. She does a lot of stuff. Robin does too, but Robin does mostly book reviews on her stuff, like novels that she's read. She does other things too on her channel, but she mostly does book reviews on her channel. Yes, she is. She is a big part of our community. Yes, she is. And without Robin here, I mean, and the moderators here, the people that that people pick to moderate during the live streams and the chat really do a big part of this for help us because sometimes we can't always do all the stuff that needs to be done. Ultramarine. What book did you get? Tell me. Oh, you got the mermaid book. That's a really pretty book. I like it. That's a really pretty book. You like. I have that one. For what? The mermaid book? Yeah, the paper's very good. You could use mermaids. You could use gel pens. Only thing when you're using markers in that book, you still need to put a blotter page down behind it. But the paper takes the markers pretty well. If you want to water paint, either you could gesso the page or not. Depends on how experienced you are with your gesso. I like their books. I like the pictures in their books, but I don't like the paper in it. It's the Kimberly Hawthorne books, the grayscale ones. I don't know why. I just don't like the paper in it. I mean, you could do it without the blotter page, but here's the problem: when you don't use a blotter page, it goes right through the other page, and then you might have to come up with darker colors than you wanted to for it. They're saying rose red. Today I was coloring something, and what happened was my orange ran out in that set, so I had to use the orange in this set to finish it. Yes, Robin is very sweet. I don't happen to have any Ton Jeff books. It's not that I don't like his books. I think his books are nice, but frankly, I'm not a person who colors a lot of animals, so that book wouldn't be the right fit for me personally. But other people, they might like it. I tend to like to color people more, landscapes and patterns. Those are what I like to color. That's a really cute book, The Mermaids from Lulu Mayo. I tried to film it and I could not get that to film right on camera. Some people can get their books to go down easily, but I can't not. And I chose to do a mandala today because I thought it would be a good way to do patterns and do something a little bit different in the channel. I do like working with markers better than I do like working with pencils, but that's not to say that pencils don't have a certain appeal. Because, with markers, I feel like I get it done so much faster. But if I'm working on a grayscale picture, depends on the paper in the book and the coloring in the book. You can. Who does that? Who does streaming with the camera on the computer? I think Michelle does that on camera. Indian blue. This one has a really strong smell. Sometimes you get markers and you take off the cap and they smell. That's not a bad thing always. Keep that in mind that If they smell, they're very strong alcohol markers. This one happens to be very strong. Other colors were not as strong as this. You know what it is too, honest to God? I think it's also because they want to make sure that people aren't taking advantage of the system. 147 pale lilac. But you know, you got to be careful because there's a lot. They have to be careful. They make it hard because they don't want to have people defrauding the system from taking from people who really need it. This is pale lilac. Kind of makes sense in a way. One second. I'll take a little sip. I would think so, that it would help people, you know. That's good that you know you get the help you need because sometimes it takes forever to go through these forms. Forms can be annoying. It's like almost applying for another job in some ways. You know, I used to do book blogging, and so sometimes when I went to the cons, you know, Robin probably doesn't know this, or maybe she does. Sometimes, you know, when I was book blogging many years ago, I remember one time the form got so long for a book blogger. just so you could be qualified to go to the special things for bookluggers. They would give you these forms that were like job applications. You're like, are you serious? The lawyers help you with those things too. That says a lot to sort out. Oh, wow. Well, that's good that you were able to do that for them, Robin. They're very lucky to have had you. And this is Indian blue. It's the color. The ink is so strong. The smell is so strong from this one marker. I'm like, ugh. Yeah, I get everything in there. Hopefully I did. There's always that one marker that smells so much worse than the others. It's stronger than them all combined. Hi, Alicia. I think maybe after them. Hi, Michelle. How are you? Michelle is here. Oh, Michelle, I found out what that thing is, the yellow thing that isn't a boat but looks like a triangle. It's to help correct you when your diamonds aren't placed correctly. I wish I had known what that tool was before I started my big one a while ago. So if I had known that, I could have probably fixed all my diamonds in that painting. If I had known what that big tool did. So that's what that one does. have to watch a YouTube video on how to use it. Once I learn how to use it, then I'll be able to show you how to use it. Michelle is here. Yay. This is one of Damita Victoria's mandala books. It's 100 amazing mandalas. She has a couple of other ones. I think she has like 2 other mandala titles. Is that from the Rose Windows one? You know, guys, I was looking for. I didn't. Thank you. I chose them completely at random. So, just making sure that I didn't miss any place. Just making sure I didn't miss. Vivid pink. Well, sometimes we get into those what you call rhythms. You're like boom, 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 get everything done. Thank you. No, it's a 35 by 50, which is a 30 by 40 is 12 by 16. So I think was that a 14 by 20, I believe. I could be wrong. I don't know what a 35 by 50 is. So it'd be a little bigger than what the smaller ones are. No need to start you off with a big one. Thank you, Lily Cat. You know, here's the thing about diamond painting. Start small. Don't start big, because when you start big, you don't end up having the enjoyment process as much. Don't get me wrong, the big ones are nice and pretty when they're done, but they take a long time to do. Just a weekend, if I go out of town. If I go out of town, it's only going to be for a weekend, so it's not like I'll be gone for a week or 2. Oh no, I'm not the queen. I'm not the queen of diamond painting. Who's that title for? That either goes to Rachel or Miss Coffee and Crochet. You got to see some of the videos on Rachel Ray's channel. Michelle, Rachel Ray and Miss Coffee do a tremendous amount of diamond paintings. Rachel Ray's channel is really good. and helpful because I get a lot of ideas and tips on how to do my paintings from those two ladies particularly, but I have watched other people do diamond paintings as well, like Donnie. There are a lot of diamond painters out there, Michelle. So those two ladies do a tremendous amount of stuff. Like, plus, they also teach you about different storage solution systems, which their storage solution systems really do work. Because I don't like the baggy solutions, but that's me personally. You may like the bag situation more, Michelle, but I like the box, the compartmentalization of it. You all know that Miss Coffee is awesome, so go watch her. I can't do her accent like she can do her right. Everybody has a different way of coping with things. Cherry pink. Now this is a weird one because it's going to come out like a red. Everything works out, you know. This is not. Every once in a while, there's that market that doesn't work out very effectively. Also, Michelle has to start saving for a printer so she can print out PDFs. Oh, I remember when I was speaking about Fabiana. Well, for the longest time, I haven't been able to find my Peter Pan book. Now, I have all the ones except for the Jungle Book and the Peter Pan. Now, I don't want the Jungle Book. That's just me personally. It's not that I don't like, the fairy tales, but I, for the longest time, have not been able to find my Peter Pan. So I bought a new one. I bought a new copy of it because I cannot find my Pan. I've looked everywhere on the shelves, the boxes, the little boxes, everywhere. hmm You know, change comes in a lot of different ways. That's not to say it's not a bad thing to change. And I guess this could be counted as a color your hoard because it is the first picture that we are coloring in this book. So I guess color your hoard is what this would be considered. We put some blue in this to make it look nice, to do it differently. A little bit of green too. Things always work out the way they're supposed to, you know. I think we all have different situations. You know, I have to say that I've been very fortunate. Tons of pink. Another purple. I don't think I have another purple. Yes, I do. Sorry, I was just looking for another purple. White violet. What markers did you get, Miss Michelle? I always love to see what markers you got. You know. Oh, those are okay. I don't particularly like them, but they're not my jam. I had them. I think I may still have some actually in one of the containers. I don't use them because they fade really fast. You know who uses them really well is Kate from Kate's Color and Heaven uses them really well. You know, the thing about Mandalas, you know, my mother's going to be claiming her benefits soon too because she found out that she'd be making a lot less money if she don't claim them now, and it's a big difference in money a month. I think I'm the same way. Sometimes I have to pull back from a situation if it's too toxic for me to be in. And someone asked me why I left Poland, and I said, you know what? This environment is too toxic for me to be around. And people thought I was insane because I didn't want to be part of that environment. Now, some people could say whatever they want about that situation, but that's the situation I found myself in. Oh God, that's a stereotype. You know, I have been watching Agents of Shield because it is the final season. I've watched it from the very beginning, and I must tell you, if you've watched it shows from the beginning, sometimes they don't start off good. I felt like that show got better the less people watched it. That show did a lot of things I didn't think that a TV show could do. Everything seems to be still. The other day I was at the grocery store and I'm like trying to buy eggs, right? Yeah, normally I buy the organic egg but it was funny because they were like $6 and the regular eggs were like $3. So I'm like, I'm just gonna take the regular eggs because I'm not spending $6 on eggs. Hmm. Fluorescent rose. This is another alcohol heavy one. That's funny, Judy. But I think certain things trigger us, like people being pains in the asses. You know, it wasn't until someone suggested, because I was always yelling and fighting in my bowling league until I stopped being a part of that league, and that's someone told me once, well, maybe these people trigger you in a way. Maybe you need to be away from them for a while. I did spend a couple of years away from the people in a certain league because they triggered something in me. So it's like, wow, I think that's what they're trained to do. We all think, oh, well, maybe if I behave this way, this won't happen to me. Maybe if I behave this way, I won't get this person to trigger this in me. Or some nonsense like that that they tell me, salmon pink, that they tell me is wrong with me. And a lot of times there isn't anything wrong with people. They just maybe it's other people that are assholes. Oops, I wasn't supposed to use that watch when the video gets flagged now because I said the A word. This is salmon pink. You can use this as a skin tone too. Okay. I don't think I've done a flip through of this book on the channel, so I probably will not. I'll probably use it for live streams. This book. So I was supposed to get actually. This is what I got in the mail, guys. So we did it a little bit different. This is the book I got today. I got this today, the Peter Pan one, because I can't find it in my collection. I've looked all over my collection for it. I've looked in my boxes. I've looked in my shelves. So I guess I never had the book. I thought I did have the book, but I guess I didn't have the Peter Pan one. I thought for the longest time I had the Peter Pan one. I don't know why for the longest time I thought I didn't. Really? What kind of things does she read in the tarot? I just want to know what she reads in the tarot, like the hangman and the symbols and all that stuff. So oh, and Michelle, I got this for diamond painting, which is it comes from Pam's Picking Crafts. It's a diamond painting thing, and it has a spout like this. So when you take this off, you can put all the diamonds in it. You'll hello, and if some of the diamonds get stuck in it, you can take this thing and put it in like this to that. So I got one of those things. It's what's her name? Pam's Picking Crafts sells those things. If you want to get one of those things, but and you may take to diamond painting, you may not take to it. You know. Yes, especially in that. But just to show you guys some of what's in this book, if you guys want to see some of the other stuff that's in this book. There's some really cool stuff in this book. Maybe there's a lot. It's a little bit like a floral mandala in this one. What was that one? You know, here's the thing. People who say that it stems from your childhood, part of that's right, but then, there's another part that says, well, you can't let your childhood define you. There are plenty of people who've had bad childhoods and live very good lives. So you see some of the stuff that's in this. I want to show you some of the things that are in. See, this is a more simple one. There are like 100 of these. So that's why the book is so thick. This is a thick mandala book. Then I want to show you another one. It can be. Then we get beautiful mandala patterns. Now, Miss Ann bought the other one. Miss Ann bought the other one. Well, the thing about childhoods is that there becomes a point where you become an adult and you can't let how can I put this mildly? I had a grandmother who I loved, but she was, knowing what I know about my father's childhood now, is that she was abusive. But she was even, I would say, verbally abusive to her grandchildren. That's not an easy thing to say, but there comes a point where you got to take responsibility for yourself, and you can't be blaming everybody in the relationship. So, beautiful mandala patterns. Now, this one is the more complex one. I think Miss Ann took the other one. There was another book, and I think Ann showed it on her stream the other day. You can't let past define the future. And here they have a color test page. And we almost did a page from here instead. I know Ann did. These are like full-page mandalas. I look at this and I'm like, maybe I picked a book that was a little too complicated. I know Michelle would love this. Michelle loves these. things. You need a big drill pen, like something like this. Now, this is like my lightest pen, but this was expensive. This is probably the most expensive pen that I have besides my Dragon drill pen. This is one of my favorite pens in the whole wide world. Now, I've been in therapy and out of therapy, Robin, most of my life too. So I understand it, but I also understand that sometimes therapists don't always give you the right information. So this pen, Judy B. So is this what you wanted, like the drill pen for diamond painting? They make these at Jim's Handmade Shop, but there are other places where you can get just as nice a pen. But his pen shop is really good. He has really, you know, there are things in life that we wish didn't happen, but and we can't change the past. We can only move forward with the future. So and these are the touch cool ones, but they're actually supposed to be Atons. They advertise these are what the markers look like that I use. So you guys can see them. You know, we should be lifting each other up. And the whole thing with the world right now, it's a weird place to be in the world, depending on where you are. You can buy the set of 168 right now for about $52 if you apply the 10%. I think we all struggle with different things in different ways. I think sometimes you need to move past that, but sometimes you can't move past that until you've had therapy. So, just moving this here. Remember, they say these are twin art sketch markers. So, these are nice to have. So, these are, you can buy the set of 168 for $52. That is what you can purchase them for on Amazon. I left the link down below in my video description before I went live, so you can purchase those if you want. What I like about these is that they're a nice complement to my other markers, because sometimes, when we run out of markers or different colors and sets, sometimes there's certain colors that I don't have in my Copic, so then I can do another thing. You want another picture today? Okay. Okay, let's do another picture. Oh, which color? Kawaii or vintage model? Vintage model or don't leave. Oh, she wants the Jade Summer. Kim wants a Jade Summer one. Kim, have you seen the vintage model one? I don't think you've seen this one. I don't think Kim has seen this one. Have you seen the pictures in this? Really? I have a flip through on my channel of this one. I think I did this one. This was the one that I did as the first one. That's a cute one if you guys want to see. The thing that I don't like about the Jade Summer books is some of you may notice this, some of you may not notice this. So do you ever find that sometimes when you're working in a Jade Summer book, that the paper bends on you? Maybe we'll start another picture. I have Copic, so for me, I already had that Copic color in the sketch format, but I hadn't had any chow, so. Like this is the first Jade Summer book where I've had the paper bend on me a little bit, which is weird because haven't had it happen in a lot of my other books. Turquoise blue. We already know what the color of her hood is going to be. See the way that I would do Copics? Is if I was buying them again, I would buy basic color set, like 12, then get a set of pastels and skin tones. That way I could have a nice set of them. Natural oak. Not yet. Usually, when I travel, I only take like one or two. Usually, I take one book with me and one set of pencils. And usually, I take like a Crayola or a set that isn't as. Usually, I take my Crayolas with me or something that's similar in price point, like my staplers. That if I lose one, I won't go ballistic over it. So that way, I won't go ballistic if something gets lost. Rose red. You can color grayscale with pencil, but I find that when I color my grayscale with markers, it's so much better. Well, the thing about this is these were not that expensive. You can buy big sets now for not a lot of money. The best thing to do, honest to God, when I say this, I don't mean this to be insulting, but the best thing to do when you're looking for things to buy, search around. Really, search around for what's available because half the time there's a lot of stuff available that you guys won't even know there's there. We'll stay on for about a little bit more. We'll color her outfit. Good alcohol markers will bleed. I think I go in and in between state because I love markers, but then I also, some books are just, I know some books are going to be my pencil books, and then some books, like the grayscale books, are going to be my marker books. Like, I personally like coloring grayscale. And I'm going to take another color, but it looks like a brown, but it's really not a brown. Like a reddish brown. What's this color? It's brown, but it's not brown. Bye, Miss Janine. True. Here's wine red. This looks like a brown, but it's not a brown. It is a brown. That's not the color I wanted. Put that. This is why you should touch them up before you use them. Maybe we could make the pants brown. Yeah, we could do that. We could still work that. True, but the thing is that I like to do things that are kind of make sense. Also, guys, today I got something else, but it's actually not done yet. Remember when I bought that 96 pencil set? Well, today in my email, I got a sheet where a color chart sheet where I print out the sheet and then I color in the chart. So they gave me a 96 set chart with all the colors in it. Rose red. Purple gray. I don't know if I'm short of colors, but when I'm in my Copics, if like the colors that I don't have in the Copics, then I will supplement them. Oh, the new pencils. No, I have 96 of them. What it is I had the 72, so I didn't have the extra 24 set. I think that's what you. I think I forgot to clarify that. Mint green. And lilac. You know, I have the 72 set, Robin. Well, I have the original 72 set, which means that's before they gave them names and numbers. Because remember, in the original set, they only had the numbers. They didn't have the original. They didn't have color names in the original set. Mint green. You see how nice the colors work in this? I think a lot of people bought the 96 set, even though they have the 72. It's like what they did with the Artezas, even though people had the 72 set of Artezas when they came out with the 120. People got the 120. And I'll tell you right now, I did not get the 120 set of Artezas, nor do I want them. And it's nothing against the company itself. It's just that for me, I have enough pencils. But the Schriftfarbens, I really, really like those pencils, and those pencils work really well in my Erie books. So I'm going to be on for a little bit longer. Listen, guys, we almost diamond painted today, but seems like now they're coming out with more and more sets. Even though I can buy the extra 24 new sets of luminance, I don't really need to do that. So I really don't use those pencils very much, my luminance, and so rather than spend the money on those pencils, I'd rather wait. The nice thing about a grayscale coloring book like this is that no problem. As soon as I'm done the grass, then we will end the stream. I know I'm going to be on restriction after this week because I pretty much am like going to probably be like, okay, this is what I need, this is what I don't need. I'm waiting for those to be in Amazon because I bought a new case for the Black Widow so I could have all the sets in one place. I'm going to put my new strip of Farbins in what was the old Black Widow case. But you see how the shading is done already for you? And no, I never tried to color it alcohol markers. I thought, frankly, they were a little. I wanted them when they first came out, but now I'm like, no, I have plenty of markers. I do want to try their gel pens, though, the color at gel pens. I've heard those are really nice. Their brush pens are nice. I just wish they had more color and more refills. I just wish they would have more colors. You know, with the colorate stuff, you can always buy the refills, which is a good thing. A lot of companies don't give you that opportunity with gel pens or their water brush pens to give you refills. So that's a plus on the side of colorate. Their supplies always come with a lot of their supplies they make with refills. Not all companies do that. So that's what we've done. So that's where we'll finish today. So hopefully I'll do the rest of this off camera. But thank you guys for coming. Yes, I'm waiting for the new Black Widow Monarchs to come out. Monarchs is a good. When I think of Monarchs, I think of the butterfly. You know, that orange and black monarch butterfly. That's what I think of. So thank you guys for all coming to the stream today. We started a new picture today, which I wasn't planning on, but that's okay. Bye, everybody. I hope you all have good. And I think, Michelle, are you going to be on next? Or I don't know who's on now. Because, you know, the schedule is always changing and there's always somebody probably on stream. So bye, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed this stream. I've enjoyed it too. After supper, you will. Okay.